Good day, everybody. It's a guy here, the unknown, and today I want us to look at something very important. I want us to go through this week and see how we traded because it gave beautiful, beautiful trades. I want to share my thought process to help those who haven't fully understood the strategy or those who are still having troubles here and there. Okay, I want to share my thought process with you. I want to share where I took these trades and how I take them and what's my trigger. I believe that's gonna actually give you more insight on the strategy because this is one of the most easiest strategies you'll ever find, and it's a strategy which allows you to take trades that are ready to explode. Okay, once you take these trades, they are going to explode into your take profit. If you are wrong, however, they're gonna hit you immediately. And this strategy has a high win rate because it's something I trade every day and it's straightforward. You have all the steps you need to follow. And guys, this is a full strategy. You don't have to add anything. If you feel like you need to add something, please, you also have to backtest 10 years of data to see the impact of whatever you are adding, because obviously it's gonna mess up with your win rate and it's going to change everything. Okay, because guys, this is a strategy that I've tested. This is a strategy I trade every day. Okay, same trades every day. So I repeat and I beg you, focus only on this one if you want to trade this one. Okay, because I've seen people messing up, I've seen people mixing, and in the long run they tend to struggle. They don't see consistency, and it's because they have a lot of things in their heads. They have a lot of strategies. Okay, so guys, without any further ado, let's jump into it. I'm gonna go to S&P on Monday, okay, which was the 22nd. Okay, and we will be actually looking at this criterias, okay, at the same time. Okay, so guys, the first criteria is, okay, there are three questions first of all that we have to ask ourselves each and every day before the session starts. Okay, the first question is, do we have news? If we have news, we wait for them, unless if these news are coming before the session, or else it's news that are coming later in the evening. Okay, and the second question to ask ourselves is, who is trapped? Okay, so most of the days they're gonna trap below or above the closing price, or it could be below or above the high of the day or the low of the day. Okay, so on this day you can see they send people up, down, 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 and the session is opening here. This is where the session is opening. Okay, we do this 10 to 5 minutes before the session. Okay, the session is opening here, so obviously who is trapped? The people down are actually trapped, right? Yes. Okay, the people down are trapped. And then a last question to ask ourselves is, let's see from the criterias, is what type of trend do you see? Guys, I've shared different types of trends with you, and I've created a playbook where I've summarized everything you need. Okay, the entire strategy is in this book. I've just summarized it here, but I have many videos where I explained all these things. Okay, so this is one of the trends that you are more likely gonna see before the session starts, and it's the explosive trend. You don't need to counter trend this kind of a trend. Okay, so it's all there. So let's go to our charts to address this. Okay, I'm just gonna zoom in so that we can see everything. So here, do we have maybe two trend lines at different levels? Obviously not. So we are not in an explosive trend. Okay, we are not in an explosive trend. Okay, yes. So now we have addressed all the three questions, and guys, this is what we do each and every day, and these guys here are trapped. Okay, so let's see what they are giving us. So now we go to the next criteria, which is simply identifying chart pattern. Okay, because the session is opened and we don't trade the first candles that open the session, because most likely they're going to be a stop hunt, right? So now we're coming to this one. This is where you'll have to sit on your hands. Okay, and you can't come to this step unless this one is here. So if there's no chart pattern, you don't have a trade. Okay, so guys, let's try to see a chart pattern. What do? They go up, they go down, up, down. Okay, they give something like a double bottom. I'm not a fan. So they have released trap volume because they have went past them. Okay, so now we can just delete this because they have released trap volume. Okay, and then what do? They go up again. Okay, what do? They give a something like a double bottom. Okay, they give a double bottom. Let me bring in this indicator right here. Okay, sorry guys. Okay, it's fine. I just want to tweak here, and then let me just put it 5 here. Okay, so okay, thank you guys. So now let's see what they did. They gave an M pattern, right? And then they broke out of it. I don't trade double tops or double bottoms unless they have a retest. Okay, because to me it's not enough trapping. Okay, now they sent people up and they broke down with an engulfing candle. Okay, remember, we are trying to find if we have what, a chart pattern. Okay, now let's see, we have a double top. Okay, Yes, of course, I told you I don't trade double tops unless they have what? A retest. So this is a double top which has a retest, okay? It's a double top which has a retest, okay? Let me just change the colors for ease, okay? So this is a double top which has a retest, as you can see, okay? They go back and they break down with a huge candle, okay? This candle is 33 pips. So our maximum stop loss is 25 pips, so you can just skip this trade if it's like this, okay? Or wait for them to retest back. So this one I didn't take it, okay? The candle was too big again, okay? So I didn't take this candle, but it our criteria are fully met here. Why? Because we have a chart pattern double top with a retest, and then again we have an evidence candle. However, this evidence candle was too big, okay? And then yes, you could have calculated 25 pips, okay, and you can put your stops at 25 pips when the candle is too big like this, okay? You can do that. But the reason I didn't take this one is because I look at them at the same time, and I was looking on at Nasdaq at the same time, okay? So let's go back to our criteria. Who's trapped? Obviously this day we can't really tell who's trapped, okay? Why? Because they went up. But before the session, who is at a loss? When I say trapped, I mean who is losing, okay? Who is at a loss when the session is opening, okay? And because we're gonna do this 5 to 10 minutes before the session, we need to know who is at a loss. Everybody who went down is at a loss. Why? Because they sent people down, and then eventually they broke to the top, okay? So let's just say these guys down here are trapped. And then another question to ask ourselves is, do we have news? Of course we didn't have news on this day. It was Monday, okay? And then the third question to ask ourselves is, are we in an explosive trend? And as I've already told you, this is this is the main trend you are mostly gonna see before the session, okay? So in this case they are going up, so it's this one. It's identifiable through the use of two trend lines on different levels, okay? As you can see, they creep, and then they move to a higher level where they creep, and this is usually an explosive trend that's going to continue. Why? Because they've trapped these guys, they don't want to release them, they trap again, and obviously they're going to punish, okay? So let's go back to our charts. Let's see, do we have two trend lines at different levels? Okay, let's see. Yes, if we pull this one up, we can see it's on a different level, okay? So let's see what we have. So on this day we have an explosive trend, okay? We have an explosive trend. So what we know is we don't want to counter trend explosive trends, okay? We don't want to counter trend explosive trends, but it doesn't mean prices are gonna go up. No, most likely they are gonna go up, okay? Most likely they're gonna go up because this is an explosive trend to the upside. So now we go to the next criteria, okay? So the next criteria is identifying a chart pattern, okay? Why? Because we waited for the session to actually open, okay? And of course, when the session opened, they went down and actually they invalidated this one, okay? If they break through it, it's now becomes invalidated. So guys, these are important steps to follow because they're gonna help you most of the time, okay? They're gonna keep you away from bad trades. And I believe if you watch my recent videos, you have seen that many times, okay? So guys, now the session is open. Of course, we go to the next criteria, which is to identify trap volume. And we don't know if we're gonna buy or if we're gonna sell, okay? So the trade I took on Monday was this one because I saw a triangle. And guys, let's just say 80% of the time good trades are going to be a triangle, okay? Yes, of course they're going to be different kind of patterns, but most of the time it's going to be a triangle. I know people say patterns don't work, but this is what I trade every day, okay? So I saw this one, okay? I saw this one here, okay? And then again, we spoke about the time. The time is important. Why? Because most of the engulfing candles or most of the evidence candles are going to come 10 minutes before or 10 minutes after or exactly at the hour mark, or 10 minutes before or 10 minutes after or exactly at the half hour mark. That is o'clock or half past. That's when you are mostly going to get the trade. So if you look down here at the time, you realize that okay, this broker is behind in 2 hours, right? Yes, it's behind in 2 hours. So if you look at the time, it's saying 14:34, okay? That's roughly 16:34. But what I want to show you is that this candle came at the right time, 10 minutes before to 10 minutes after the half hour mark, or 10 minutes before or 10 minutes after the o'clock mark. That's when you are most likely gonna get this. So if you have a pattern, just look at your watch, okay? Because those are the times at which you are most likely gonna get the breakout. So this is the trade I took, okay? And I targeted 50 pips here, and they just went 50 pips straight, okay? Actually they went right, yes, I think they went 51 pips, but I got my 50 pips. As I said, the minimum target is 50 pips, but of course if you backtest, you know the kind of trades where you can actually have a bigger target, okay? So this is roughly 50 pips, okay? So I got paid my 50 pips. However, later I then realized later that, oh, I took a trade which was part of the bigger pattern that they were forming, okay? Because they were forming this pattern, you see, triangle again. I took this one, I got paid, but again later they ended up building this bigger pattern. So guys, if you don't see a pattern, chances are you are part of the trapping, you are still inside the pattern. So if you don't understand, if there is no pattern, don't do anything, just sit on your hands, okay? Why? Because you need to have an edge. And don't chase candles. Yes, sometimes they'll give you candles going down. Don't chase candles, only take what you know, okay? That's why I'm telling you here, I took this chart pattern. It was a good chart pattern. Yes, it's a good chart pattern. And then later they were planning a very big chart pattern. So if I change the colors here again, you'll still see that this is a very good chart pattern, okay? This is a very good chart pattern that I took, okay? So if you don't see a pattern, chances are you are inside a pattern and they are most likely gonna punish you, okay? So guys, yes, they broke out. Unfortunately here they broke out with a very big candle. Now 60 pips, they pulled back, and again they gave another opportunity which was roughly 37 pips. Again, is still too big, okay? So I was enough with that trade, okay? Had you waited, they gave a double top later, but I double bottom later. But I told you I don't trade double bottoms unless they do what they retest. So they gave a double bottom. Let me just bring in that indicator again, that drawing indicator, okay? Let me make it 5 here. Okay, I just want to show you this thing so that you can understand them, okay? If you look at this, they gave a double bottom. You see, this is a double bottom. They broke out of it, they retested, and that's when they gave you a beautiful engulfing candle, okay? A beautiful engulfing. This candle here shows you that they are exploding. So every time we enter, guys, honestly, we get trades that are exploding, okay? We don't want trades that will play around. We want trades that are exploding, because there's no use spending the entire day, wasting your entire day, like getting consolidations and all sort of stuff, okay? You can be free your entire day, because if you're in South Africa, this session is opening at 3:30 p.m. So even if you're a full-time employee, you can still trade this one, because most people here knock off at 4 p.m. So that's 20 minutes after the session started, okay? So that's why I love this strategy. So later, of course, they gave you another pattern. And what I'm going to tell you is, if you see a pattern and then later after a few minutes they give you a pattern which is into the opposite direction with the initial pattern they gave, chances are they want to mislead you. But if they give a pattern and then they give another pattern during after an hour or during another hour, that's the pattern you can take, because they spent an entire hour, and an entire hour is enough for them to do whatever they are doing, okay? So look at this double bottom, breakout, retest, boom, engulfing candle, okay? So this is a very good trade, okay? This is a good trade. I didn't take it though, okay? Okay, but this is a beautiful trade, okay? And then let me show you something else. And guys, I've closed the one-on-one program, okay? Because it's too much work, and I'm just focusing on the people I have right now, okay? I'm focusing on the people I have right now. So as you can see, they try to go down and they give another evidence candle, okay? So this is where you can add more size. And if you are adding more size, guys, if you are adding more size, you can now trail your stops. If you take this engulfing candle, you can trail your stops to this one. So this is where you are now scaling in, because if a move is going in your direction, you don't have to be scared of them taking away the profits that they've given you. Because what happens with most traders at this time is they want to now close. You see small profits, you want to log them because you're scared they're gonna come in for you. But if you are a trader and you want to be in this business for the longest time and you want to be profitable, what you do is, if a move is going in your direction, that simply means they are in agreement with you. You want to scale in every time they give you an opportunity, and then you lift your stops. Okay, you lift your stops. So if you took this first one, it's okay. If you took the second one, it's still okay. However, if you took the first one, you don't scale in until they give you another pattern and another engulfing candle. Okay, why? Because they are always going to come to your entry. I'll demonstrate this more as we go. Okay, because you want to be adding into a winning position. That's the only way you're going to be highly profitable. Okay, but on this day I took this one and it was the only trade I took for the day. Okay, and of course, let's go now to Tuesday. I want to keep this video as short as I can. Okay, okay. Now on Tuesday, we need to follow the same criteria again. Okay, sorry guys, I want to bring in the criteria. Okay, on Tuesday, identify trap volume before the session. So Tuesday was different. Okay, Tuesday was different because the session is opening somewhere here, or we are coming 10 to 5 minutes before the session opens and we are here. So on this day, we have people who went up, we have people who went down, so we can't tell who is trapped, and that's the only criteria you can continue without. I always say you can continue without this criteria. Okay, but these following ones, you don't go to them unless the previous one is met. Okay, this one is a prerequisite for this one, this one is a prerequisite for this one. Okay, so you can't reach the point where you are taking a trade if the recent ones haven't been met. Okay, so on this day we can't tell who's trapped. Do we have news during the session? No. Okay, are we in any form of a trend? No, we are not in any form of a trend. So now we have addressed the three questions. Okay, we are going to the session, because on this day I took the Nasdaq. Okay, so we want to see a chart pattern. Okay, they go down, they go up, they go down. Okay, I can't say this is a double bottom, and then of course they go up. When they go up, what do? They give you a triple top. Okay, they give you a beautiful triple top. They give you what? A beautiful triple top. Okay, this is a beautiful pattern. However, we don't execute even though the pattern is completed. Why? Because we need to see their leg first. Okay, they need to show us their footsteps, because when they are trapping, they are gonna be so sneaky. You might not see the trapping part, however you will always see the evidence candle. Hence we always say you must identify a chart pattern, then once a chart pattern is met or given, you wait for the evidence candle. This is the final part. Okay, this is the step where they show you that they are exploding, and we always want moves that are exploding because we want our take profit to get hit as quick as it can. Mostly it's gonna be less than 30 minutes or less than 15 minutes. Okay, I thought there are days they can go roughly to an hour, but these are moves where you don't have to stress. They hit your take profit quick. Okay, so on this day they gave this beautiful engulfing candle pattern. Everybody going up is trapped. What do? They give you an evidence candle. These guys are gonna explode. Okay, and they exploded. Your 50 pips got hit in roughly 4 minutes. This is what I'm talking about when I say explosive. Okay, these are explosive trades. You shouldn't be worried or spending or many hours worried about your trade. Okay, you can just take it, go on with your day. Okay, so they hit your take profit on this candle of 50 pips. How great is that? Okay, and they actually ended up going 80 something pips. Okay, then again I told you, if you see a pattern and maybe they give you another pattern a few minutes after, you don't take this pattern, because most likely they are gonna be scaring you out of the trade. Okay, yes, of course, here they didn't give a pattern, but they ended up giving a very huge move. But this doesn't mean that you should be on this trade. Why? Because I measure everything in terms of 10. That's what I always tell you. I measure everything in terms of 10. And most of the time, 8 times, they are going to give you another pattern here. However, they're just going to come back to your entry. Hence, I say, do not trail your stops, because most people are so desperate to trail their stops, and the moment you trail your stops early, like for instance, if you are in this trade and you trail your stops to break even, most likely they're going to give you another pattern just to come and hit those who trail their stops, because they are aware of that. Okay, they are going to hit these people and continue down. Mostly if they've prepared, or if they have been planning a big move to the downside, that's what they're gonna do. So guys, yes, of course, I know there are things that you will say, oh, but they didn't happen this way? Yes, it's because when I built this strategy, I'm focusing in terms of tens. What happens out of 10 times? 8 out of 10 times, they're gonna give you a pattern and evidence candle and go and hit your take profit. Two, maybe out of 20 times, they're gonna rara track you, give you this and rara track and close you. Okay, and there are times when they will give you this, pull back, and then close you maybe, yes, and then give you still move in your direction, give you another evidence candle, another engulfing candle. This is where I also take the engulfing candle. Why? Because my trade is still valid. And I know people will say, but you have to put your stops at a point where if they are hit, they are invalidated. Now the challenge is this one: if you need to know if the move is invalidated, you might need to put your stop somewhere here, okay, in case they retest, okay, and then go in your direction. But tell me, what happens when you are wrong? If you are wrong, in this case, you are gonna lose maybe two times your maximum loss, or this is gonna make the trade 1:1. Guys, I don't trade 1:1. That's the worst risk reward you can ever trade, okay? Because now if your win rate is 50%, after 100 trades you're gonna be at break even, okay? So that's not what you want. Remember what Bill Lipshu said: to be a trader, you need to be able to make profits even though you are wrong 70% of the time. He simply means with a win rate of 30%, you must make money. Okay, so you just need to find something that works for you. Hence, I'm telling you, this strategy is fully tested, and we have accounted for different kind of things, because on every trade you get, there are three possibilities, okay, and you can't possibly account for everything, okay, but I measure everything in terms of 10. I need something that happens 8 out of 10 times, because I know if I take this trade, this is gonna go in my way 8 out of 10 times. So I know there are 2 times when they can come maybe and retest and close me and continue. I have accounted for that. There are days when they'll run a track and it will be a fake breakout. I've accounted for that, okay, so I know that's accounted for on the strategy, on the win rate, okay. So guys, look at this. Later on, they gave you another head and shoulder, okay. Yes, they came in touch with the pin, so this is the neckline. They gave a beautiful head and shoulder, okay. I told you I'm willing to go 30 minutes after the session. Once it hits 30 minutes, that's when I close my charts and I'm done for the day. So this actually happened before 30 minutes, because if you look at the time, it's 21 past. So this one happened before 30 minutes, okay, and it's the one I took because this was the cleanest one. And most of the days, that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna reverse at this time. Look at indices this week, they've done that Thursday and Friday. But look at this pattern. It's so perfect, okay. I told you 80% it's gonna be right angles, but again, there are times when they'll give you other patterns. This is a beautiful head and shoulder, okay. This is the one I took on a Tuesday, okay. So this is the pattern. Again, they are trapping engulfing candle. This is the evidence candle. Look at how big it is as compared to the recent candles. And then of course, guys, your 50 pips got hit very quick in roughly 2 minutes. How crazy can this be? How crazy can this be? So I always compare these ones, okay. So on Tuesday, on NAS, I didn't take it. I took it on the Dow, okay, because on NAS I didn't get something, okay. This is where the session is opening. We are in the middle, nobody trap, no news, and then no trend again, okay. So we continued during the session. You see, I didn't get a beautiful chart pattern, okay. They just gave this creeping, okay, which is like a diamond, okay. It is a diamond, but I didn't take this one, okay. And then they came down again. They didn't give a beautiful pattern. They reversed. So guys, simply because they've moved roughly 150 pips doesn't mean you lost the trade, because there was nothing in this for you, right? There was nothing in this for you. And even on their way down, they didn't give something very better than they did on the Dow. So I always compare my trades. And on Wednesday, I went out because we had news during the session and I had some errands to run. So Wednesday I didn't do anything, hence I will skip it, okay. I didn't do anything. And yes, Wednesday ended up having the biggest moves where Nasdaq went roughly 500 pips, but it doesn't matter, okay. It doesn't matter. So I'm gonna skip this day because I did nothing on this day, even though there were beautiful chart patterns, okay. I didn't do anything on Wednesday. I didn't do anything. Yes, I didn't do anything on Wednesday, so I'm just gonna skip it, okay. So when we come to Thursday, let's go to the Dow. Thursday, let's go to the Dow and let's look at the criteria. Okay, who is trapped when the session is beginning? Obviously, they've sent people down, down, down. Okay, yes, we are in the middle, but you can see where they've sent people. So this is where you need more experience. Hence, I always say go and back test. Okay, this is where you need experience to judge. Okay, so here they send people down, but again, let's just say, okay, to avoid confusion, let's say we don't see who is trapped. Okay, do we have news during the session? No. Okay, and then another question is, are we in any form of a trend? Obviously, you can see we are not in any form of a trend. Okay, so we continue, we wait for the equity to open, and we don't trade the first candles because mostly likely they're going to be a stop hunt. So now the session has opened. What do we need? We need to see a chart pattern. We need to identify a chart pattern. Okay, we need to identify a chart pattern. Okay, because that's what our criteria said. Okay, so of course we didn't see trade volume, and of course we waited and we had no news, and of course we were not in any form of a trade or trend. Okay, so now we are coming to identify if we can see a chart pattern. Okay, on this day, as you can see, the only chart pattern, okay, the chart pattern that I saw was, this is the one I saw. I saw this one here. Okay, I saw this one here. I saw this chart pattern here, and some people are gonna say, oh, but there's no chart pattern like this. Okay, it's fine. I'll show you. There is a chart pattern like this. This is what we call a wedge. Okay, this is what we call a wedge. You see, this is a wedge. Okay, I took it from okay, I wanted it to hit this body at least. So the way you draw, it's based on your own judgment, and with more back testing, you're gonna get all the experience you need for drawing these lines. Okay, so guys, I always tell you, go and back test many years of data. That's when you're gonna see how these things happen. And now I told you the time is important. Look at this, is my evidence candle. Okay, because at first, yes, they broke out. Let me show you. This is how I drew it. I took it from this pin here. Okay, yes, it has 3 touches. Look at this. Okay, one at the top, 2 down, and then obviously 2 down, and then obviously they came 3 down and then 3 up. Okay, so look at what they did. Look at the time. This evidence candle broke out exactly at 14:57. So this is within the 10 minutes before or 10 minutes after the o'clock mark. I told you they're going to happen 10 minutes before or 10 minutes after, exactly at the o'clock mark. Okay, or 10 minutes before, 10 minutes after, or exactly at the half-hour mark. So those are the times at which you need to be looking for an evidence candle if you have a pattern. And I think, guys, we have narrowed this too much, okay, to help all of you. So this is where they gave the evidence candle. Okay, this is the evidence candle. The first candle was a pin candle. So guys, let's address this. What happens when they give you a candle with a pin? Obviously, you have to wait for the next candle, and the next candle has to close above the pin. Okay, it has to close above the pin. Sometimes this candle will give you a pin, and then the body didn't close outside of this. That's not a trade. Okay, make sure the next candle closes outside the pin. Okay, so you must wait for these candles to close. I know people want to enter so early, guys. It's not about entering early, it's about the quality. Okay, it's about the quality. So this one actually, how long did it take to build the pattern? It took 40 minutes. Okay, and because on this one I targeted 100 pips. Okay, you see now it's almost 100 pips. Okay, in between the pattern it's almost 100 pips. Okay, so on this one I targeted 100, and where was my 100 hit? It was hit somewhere here. Okay, it was hit somewhere here. This was on a Thursday. You see, it was hit somewhere here. So they ended up going and going and going and going and going and going. But this is my 100 pips. Okay. So guys, with this kind of trades, they have high quality. So you can be highly profitable. So, oh, but this pattern is not a pattern. Okay. Let's look. Let's look. I know some of you say this is not a pattern, so I'm gonna start here. I'm gonna go to 120. Okay, I'm gonna go to 120. Okay, if I go to page 120, this is Richard Shabaka, Technical Analysis and Stock Market Profits. I told you many times, please read this book. I know some of you don't want to read. Guys, you won't learn. This is a huge business. It's a complicated business. The people you are going against are highly competitive. Okay, they have all the resources. They are the best guys. They have the best education. And you being you in front of your screen, limited knowledge, limited capital, you just want to be profitable. You will not be profitable until you put in a lot of work. Okay, so let me show you. This is a wedge. Okay, this is a wedge. You see, this pattern is there. Okay, it's a wedge. Okay, it is a wedge. This pattern is there. You see, it is there. This is the exact same pattern we got and they broke out. Okay, so the wedge is a pattern and it is there. Read Shabaka's book. Okay, I know you don't want to read, you just want to be profitable. You're not going to be profitable, okay, until you put in time into backtesting and you actually put in your time into reading, okay. This is a huge business. You are going against the most sophisticated guys, okay. So this was the one I took on a Wednesday, and I mean on a Thursday, because Wednesday I did nothing. Okay, let's go to a Thursday on the Nasdaq. So what did Nasdaq do? I mean on the Nasdaq, yes, I also took Nasdaq on this day. Nasdaq gave this pattern here. Yes, it happened before the session. However, it must complete within the session, and I'll show you what I mean. You see, they broke out with an evidence candle. However, this is when the session is starting. So we don't take the first candle. Why? Because the first candle is actually mostly going to be a stop hunt. So I did nothing here, okay? They retested back into the pattern and gave another engulfing candle. You see, it's always about the engulfing candle. It's always about the evidence candles, okay? It's always about that. So this is a trade I took and it went down, okay? It went down, 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 down. And then 100 pips was hit so early, okay? 100 pips was hit so early in roughly 14 minutes. I told you, these are explosive trade. There is no day we take a trade and they don't explode. We are taking exploding. But to take an explosive trade, you need to be patient. Without patience, you're not going to be able to actually take advantage of these moves, okay? Why? Because they are only going to explode once they've trapped, okay? So this started before the session. However, it completed before the session. I didn't take this one because it was too early. However, they retested and gave this one. And then later they gave a head and shoulder. Remember what I told you, okay? They gave a head and shoulder here. Shoulder, head, and shoulder. But remember what I said. If they give you a pattern and then few minutes, they give you another pattern in the opposite direction, it's better to skip that pattern, okay? Why? Because most of the time they're just going to come to those who entered at the engulfing candle and continue, okay? So this one, yes, if you have missed this one, you can take this one, okay? But for simplicity, or for being safe most of the time, you can't take, they can't give you a pattern going down and then 5 minutes later they're giving you an opposing pattern and you take it. No, okay, because most likely they just want to mislead, more especially if they're planning a big move, okay? So on this day they gave this one, I didn't take it, okay, simply because of that, okay? And then that's when they actually went up. So it was highly profitable. This day was a profitable day. And then let's go to Friday, which was yesterday. Oh guys, I try to keep this video as short as I can, okay? And I think I'm winning doing that, okay? I think I'm winning, okay? I'm telling you the trades that I took. Okay, again, now here, let's look. Do we have an explosive trend? This was yesterday. Okay, let's go to the criteria. Who is trapped before the session? You can see down, down, down. When the session is opening, obviously everybody down is trapped. It's going to be above or below or this line, okay? So we can see that everybody who went down is literally trapped as the session is opening. So we can say as the session opens, everybody below here is literally trapped, okay? Because we are analyzing here 10 to 5 minutes before the session. So these guys here are trapped. Do we have news during the session? Obviously not. We had news here before. Okay, fine. And then the last question is, are we in any form of a trend? And I told you, one of the trends you are actually gonna see is the explosive trend, of which I just showed you in the playbook, okay? I've made a lot of videos explaining this. You see, trend, they move to another level trend. This is a sign that they're gonna explode to the top. But again, you still need prices to confirm, okay? So here we had two trend lines at different levels. You see, two trend lines at different levels, okay? Two trend lines, okay? Okay, let me show you. Okay, let's take the day itself. You see, we still have two trend lines. They are trending, then they move to a higher level, okay? And this is an explosive trend, okay? So people down are trapped. We are in an explosive trend, and let's see what they do. Before the session begins, they explode up. Oh, I don't have an opportunity at this moment, okay? Why? Because before the session starts, they explode up. No opportunity. So what do? You wait until they give you an opportunity, okay? You wait until they give you an opportunity, okay? Let's look at what they gave. I saw this first, okay, because we want to identify the patterns we see. Yes, it had two touches here, but this is what I saw, okay? This is what I saw. Okay, let's take it to here. Okay, of course, yes. Okay, this is what I saw. An inverted. Some people are gonna say, but there is no inverted. There is no inverted. I told you guys on Wednesday, I took an inverted on Nasdaq. Okay, where is it? This one here. People are gonna say this pattern doesn't exist. It's fine. I'll prove it to you that these patterns exist. Only if you were willing to read. These patterns do exist. Okay. Let's look at page. Let's go to page 217. Okay, if you are reading, you'll understand these things, guys. If you are reading, you see, what is this? Inverted. Am I making these patterns up? No, this book was written long time ago. Okay, decades and decades ago, 1930s. That's when Shabaka actually wrote his book. Okay, because this one is forwarded, but this book was written around 1930. Okay, so today it's 2024. Many decades later, the patterns are still working. But people say patterns don't work. Okay, you say patterns don't work. Let's go up again. Okay, which one is 215? Okay, what is this? Inverted. This is an inverted symmetrical triangle. This is an inverted right angle. Right angle triangle. It's an inverted right angle triangle. Okay, this is an inverted symmetrical triangle. You see, these patterns are there only if you are willing to put in the work into reading. Okay, so you can't tell me these patterns don't exist. Okay, so I saw this pattern. Okay, and somebody would say, but it didn't really break into the direction. Yes, that's because later they formulated something like this. Okay, they formulated something like a gold, like a diamond. Oh, but what is a diamond? 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 This is a diamond pattern. Let's go back to the same book, Shabaka's book. Guys, I've been begging you to read this book, but I know most of you haven't read this book. Okay, let's go to page 175. 175. Okay, diamonds. Okay, yes, this is a reversal. They can appear as continuation, but you see, this is a diamond pattern. The very same pattern I'm showing you here. This is a diamond pattern. What did it do? It broke to the upside. Yes, of course, the evidence candle wasn't there at this moment, right? It wasn't there at this moment. But look at what they did. They played, and gave an engulfing candle here. This is an engulfing candle. You doubt it, you take the second one, okay? And then, boom, they went 100 pips so quick, 17 minutes. Trades that are ready to explode. And here's something I want to show you, which is very important. If you see from where the day began, because this is where prices began, up to this point, where they're giving the evidence candle, they've gone 549 pips, 550 pips. Okay, yes, 550. And in your mind, normally it's like, oh, they have to reverse. In my recent video, I told you they don't owe you any reversal. Don't trade an idea. Don't trade your mindset. Okay, most traders are actually counter traders. Guys, you don't have to counter trade. Listen, read what prices are telling you. I told you, you don't need a directional bias. And if you've been following me for some time, you have already heard me countless times saying Friday moves usually go in one direction. And I told you, I measure everything in terms of 10. I need to know what happens 8 out of 10 times, and I build something on what happens 8 out of 10 times, because obviously the 2 times might go against me or will go against me, but I'm okay. Okay, as long as 8 out of 10 times I'm gonna be in the positive side, that means I have an edge. Okay, so Fridays go in usually in one direction, but they reversed. Yes, they did reverse, but Fridays usually go in one direction because they know that most of you are counter traders. Okay, so yes, it's not always gonna be one direction every Friday. That's why I'm telling you, I measure everything in terms of 10. I need to be on the side where things happen more than 8 times or 8 times. The 2 times I don't care. You see, they go in your direction 100 pips so quick. Okay, let's go to the NAS. I took the NAS yesterday. Guys. Oh, I love this. Oh, how I love this. Because it's the same thing every day. It doesn't matter how much you ignore it. It's going to be the same thing. Who is trapped? It's opening in the middle. We can't tell. Are we in any form of a trend? No, we are not in any form of a trend. On the Dow we were, but on Nasdaq we are not. Do we have news during the session? No, the news only came here, right? So we continue. What do we need? A chart pattern. What do we need? A chart pattern. Okay? Any chart pattern you see? Okay. This is the chart pattern I actually got. This is the chart pattern I got. I got a rectangle. Okay, I'll show you this pattern. Okay, I got a rectangle, and even down here, that's where they've been playing on it. Let me show you. Is it a good pattern? To me, yes, it was good, but for many, it might not be good. This is where they gave you a fake breakout. Okay, this is where they gave you a fake breakout. But again, at this point here, uh, this rectangle wasn't really complete. Okay, yes, this is what I saw, and then again, somebody saw a triangle. Okay, somebody saw a triangle. For me, I was in on the rectangle. Okay, so even if you saw a triangle, very good. It's just that it's not the best triangles. Okay, it's not the best of triangles, unless maybe you ignore this part and put it here. But again, it's not the best of triangles, but it is a triangle. 1 2 3. Okay, 1 2 3, but down we have 1 2, they go up 3. But okay, so it has 3 touches. It is a triangle, but for me, I saw a rectangle. Okay, let me show you, let me show you what I saw. Okay, let me show you what I saw, because most of you are gonna come and say but okay, you see, this is yesterday. Okay, I took the screenshot as everything was building up. So you see, this is the rectangle I had, and this is the diamond I had. So this was before, and what I do is I set alerts. I have an alert up, I have an alert down. Okay, so I had an alert here down as they were building it. Okay, so I use alerts, guys. You see, even here, I have an alert here, I have an alert here, and this here tells me the number of touch. I just punch in whenever there's a touch. I put in the touch because I look for 3 touches. Okay, so that's what I do, and I use this. And these arrows here, you see there are 2 arrows here. These are simply times. Okay, I use lines to identify my times, but sometimes the line can hinder you, because most of the time, yes, they will give evidence candles at the exact maybe o'clock or half past, and when I have a line, I can't see that candle. Okay, because the line just stops me from seeing the candle. Okay, and sometimes I might miss some trades. So I decided to use this arrows. Okay, they don't mean it's a sell. No, it's just the time. Here it was o'clock. Here it's half past. As you can see, the times here, it's 18:29. As you can see this here. So this is where this arrow is. And here, if you look at it, this arrow was on o'clock. Okay, this arrow was at o'clock. As you can see here, it was at o'clock. So guys, this is exactly what I was seeing. This is exactly how I see these things, and this is how I mark my charts. Of course, here I missed the triangle, yes, of which it was given. Okay, because I was focusing most of my attention on this one, because I saw that these patterns are so good. Okay, on S&P I did miss it, and here don't worry about gold. I don't usually trade this one. I just use it for my screens. Okay, to make 4 compartments. Okay, so what I actually do, I'll take it unless if it's a very clean trade. Remember what Jim Rogers said. He said he doesn't do anything unless there's free money lying on the floor. So I will only take this one or currencies if it's that much obvious. Okay, so this is how, guys, I look at my charts. 4 compartments, as I tell you, I look at them at the same time to see which one is giving me the easiest trades. Okay, so this is how I was analyzing them yesterday, and as you can see, this is the explosive trend I was in. You see, this is the line of the explosive trend down here, just as I drew them for you. So guys, you can see all of these things. Okay, I'm showing you everything I do the way I do it, hence I'm telling you this is a complete strategy. You don't have to add anything. Okay, so I saw the diamond and I saw the rectangle, so you see how I saw them. Okay guys, I believe you saw that. So exactly, this triangle, this broke out and it retested. Okay, it retested. I took this engulfing candle here and added more size here. Okay, and this one just short, the first one just short 100. Okay, they all actually short. Okay, this one it went short 100 pips, but I closed this trade after this one has been hit. Okay, because I came back later. That's how I trade actually every day. Okay, I trade that way. And if you look at the time, this is so perfect. If you look at the time, this was exactly at 2 past. What did I tell you? And this one is still within the 10 minutes before and 10 minutes after. So I targeted 100 pips. Why? Because even the rectangle itself was roughly 100 pips. So that's why I targeted 100 pips. And besides, it took more than an hour to build this pattern. So obviously, I'm not going to target 50 pips because it's crazy. You can't have a pattern bigger like this and then you target 50 pips. You see, this is just crazy. Okay, so yes, on this one it doesn't show up in a good way. One, okay, one, they went up. Yes, I counted this as a touch because they went all the way up. Two, three, okay, out. One, two, three, and then one, two, three, and then obviously they gave another one that broke out, and this is the one I took. Okay, so guys, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. It's the patterns every single day. Just sit on your hands, be patient, just observe these things like I do, just as I'm showing you here. No, not here. Just as I'm showing you here. Okay, I was just patiently drawing my patterns, patiently drawing my lines and looking at the charts. By the way, your job is to sit down and look. Okay, you can't speed up these things. These guys have time in their hands and they can move prices whenever they want. So you just have to remain patient. Sometimes, yes, you're gonna get a trade maybe 15 minutes, just 15 minutes after the session has started, and within 30 minutes you are done. You continue with your day. That means you traded less than an hour a day. But there are days you'll have to wait up until the session ends. Okay, some days you'll get it in the middle hour. So at the end of the days, guys, this is all I'm sharing with you. This is all I do, and you get the best trades by just being patient. So as I always say, go and read Shabaka's book. Okay, I already know you have my playbook. It has the entire strategy, even the patterns. I've put them here, everything I've put here. Okay, and I summarized it. Okay, and it's in the description below. And I've closed the one-on-one because, guys, I think it has enough people and I have to focus on the people that I have, and it's again time consuming. Okay, I'm glad for the people I have, and we are actually doing good. But I don't need many people. Okay, I don't need many people, and yeah, I've closed it. I think I've closed this for good because I also want to focus on my trading. Okay, I want to focus more on my trading, and it's time consuming, by the way. Okay, so go and read Shabaka and master this playbook. Okay, I'm not saying you need to have it. No, even if you don't have the playbook, there's a lot of videos I've made. Just go through them. Okay, and read Shabaka, guys. Read Shabaka. Okay, get this book. It has all the patterns you'll ever need. Okay, and one last thing, invest time into backtesting. Go and put hours and hours and hours into backtesting. If possible, do 10 years of data. I've shared tools with you and I've also linked them in the description. Okay, I wish you all the best. Next week is gonna be the same kind of trend, the same kind of trades. Hence, I'm no longer posting every day because for me it's just a repetition of the same thing each and every day. Hence, now I'm mostly posting videos during the weekend where I go through the entire week. And I was actually thinking of doing a live with you. Okay, I'll do a live during the weekend where we go through this together. Okay, with all of you. I'll put the link in the description for the day I'm ready to do that. Guys, I really appreciate you. Have a beautiful, beautiful weekend. Thank you. Bye.